Welcome to Gifted Underachievers, a podcast for mid-level creatives with delusional ambitions. In a state of sublime humility, Pat opens our talk on branding and theme by not buzz marketing her brand strategist colleague. Let's join the discussion.
Now she works with writers, but she was in brand strategy for businesses before. And she said when she got into the world of literature and publishing, she could not believe that writers did not actually have brand strategies, because you are running a small business when you're a writer. So she sort of described it as a way to get the people that would buy your books no matter what, who would listen to you on the radio, say no matter what, would go to hear you read no matter what, because they just really like your vibe. It's how they know who you are. So it's beyond individual products. Like your podcast is one, Orchard Writing is one, Lucid Edit. They're all individual income streams, basically, or products, and your books are products, but how they know who you are is through your own branding. And she said it doesn't have to be overt, but if you think of yourself as somebody's ideal reader or ideal customer, you'll do anything, you'll go to anything they're involved in. Then you turn that around and you look at your own values, what you offer, and how you contribute to their lives.
One moment, this is Pat breaking in to let you know where I learned this stuff. I do like to acknowledge the source of information. We're going to put the link as well in our Substack for this episode. So this is from Jane Friedman's YouTube channel. It's a 1-hour presentation in January 2024 by Andrea Guevara, who is the brand strategist that I'm quoting. And it's great for all creatives, I think, although it's directed specifically at writers because that's Jane Friedman's market. Anybody can benefit from this info. So hope you look it up. And now, back to our discussion.
So branding is consciously presenting yourself through self-knowledge, so who you are, and knowledge of who your ideal listeners are, let's say, strategy, planning, and actions. And so marketing becomes part of your strategy, your planning, and your actions, but it's just a tool. It's like a way to reach the people that are going to really vibe with your stuff, no matter what you're doing. So I found that incredibly helpful. And she also said,
It's clarifying.
It's clarifying, yeah. And also, she's like, what are your themes? So if you look at somebody like Elizabeth Gilbert, she writes fiction and nonfiction. I'm not a huge fan. I couldn't get through many of her books, right? But
swallow her up and
yeah, her themes are like she's a seeker. She's an articulator of the seeking privileged person. That's how I see her. So it doesn't matter what she does. You can see her theme in everything she writes and in how she presents herself and in her TED Talks and all this stuff. If you can look at, say Lucid Edit has a theme. My other little sideline, A Writer's Roadmap, has a theme. Basically, they're both about helping writers, and Orchard Writing, helping writers.
It's interesting. So Lucid Edit is a clear signal and inference that you're going to, by working with you, you're going to find clarity, lucidity, right? So
Yeah.
You're going to find clarity. And whether that's the words themselves are clear or you're clear on how to be a better writer, or, the person can kind of interpret. And for me, I chose Orchard because my name is there's a famous economist, a former US president, gay erotica writer, all this stuff. So I would never be found if I used my name.
Right,
So then
right.
I had to think of what is the value proposition and how can I capture that? And I couldn't really come up with something, but so then I thought, how can I really what I'm trying to do is make somebody feel comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so how would I do that? And so that's why I came up with orchard, because you can be thematic around that. And
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and people have like, like an orchard sounds like a comforting, kind of place to be type thing.
Yeah.
So
And you can think also of the number of books in the world, and like the fruit of like trees to me kind of evoke a productive kind of abundant environment, orchard
mhm,
particularly.
yeah. And so it's trying to communicate a vibe.
So I know that I did this exercise for my marketing course where I looked at my own website testimonials and tried to find common threads in them.
Mhm,
And one of the common threads was insight. Like that's why you go to an editor, especially a developmental editor. You're looking for insight. So yeah, yours is really good. You've got very clear. I help people like you create, tell, and sell your story to the world. That's fantastic.
well, I figured those are the pain points, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was just the way I found like a quality that I didn't know I had, that I could go, okay, well, you'll get insight.
But thinking about that brand, I always think of like, what are the sensations that somebody would feel?
Oh, that's
Um,
good.
That's it for this little nugget of gifted underachievers. Thanks for listening to our podcast for mid-level creatives with delusional ambitions. Have an awesome day.